What up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It's your guy, Hit the keys. And in today's episode of plugins I slept on, we're definitely going to talk about Arturia V Collection 9 and how it might be my favorite plugin of all time. Make sure if you guys do like this content though, you drop a whole elbow on that like button, hit subscribe and that notification bell so every time we bring you guys a new video, you can be the first to see. But with no further delay, let's get right into the V collection, baby. Hit the key. All right, guys, so as many of you guys already know, the V collection has been around for a while now. It is basically a collection of all kinds of different synths that have been emulated. So some of the greatest synths that we've had, from Junos to Jupiter to so on and so forth, DX7. For me, I really kind of wanted to put this video together because I just got this plugin 48 hours ago. So within 48 hours of having this plugin, I've already made 7 beats. I've already gone through this thing pretty expansively. I like it a lot. This review isn't going to be like me going through every single synth and stuff like that, because again, I've only had it for 48 hours, but I wanted to put the video together because Arturia is currently offering this for $299 at Plugin Boutique. And after getting it and messing with it, I was just like, I have to put together something like this, because if you can take advantage of this right now for $299, I'd recommend it. So if you don't know what V Collection is, V Collection is basically a bunch of different synths, old school synths and stuff like that. It's going to come with like 33 different synths. It's got some new instruments from the previous collection. So you see here, they have an emulation of the Korg MS-20, which is pretty good. This SQ80 is fire. It's really nice, really nice. The augmented strings are good. Augmented voices are good. They've also rebuilt some instruments. So the CS80, they rebuilt this. The Prophet 5, we all love the Prophet 5. This Prophet VS, yo, probably one of my favorite synths in the whole entire collection. And then the Piano V3, obviously fire, a whole bunch of pianos to get you right. There's also 14 exclusive sound banks that come with this V collection as well. So not only do you get just the instruments, you're going to get a bunch of different sound banks and stuff as well. So you're going to get like lo-fi, pianos, just all kinds of different stuff, pop, hyperwaves, all kinds of different expansion packs. And then when you look at the actual collection, so now as we're looking at the collection, you're just going to get so many different emulations from this Juno 6, this OP1, which is fire too, this Korg MS-20, Jupiter 8, Synthi, Prophet 5V, just a whole bunch, all these different, just a ton of different synths, digital synths, along with the analog emulations, DX, the Prophet VS, the CMIV. Yo, I slept on this, and then a bunch of keyboards here as well. So let's go ahead and hop into FL Studio. So what I want to do today is going to be a little bit different than what I normally do. What I want to do today is I'm just going to play through some of the beats, and then I'm going to go through some of the sounds, because again, I've only had this plugin for 48 hours. So I can't give you a super expansive breakdown of every single synth in here. But again, I wanted to put the video together while it was still on sale. So the first beat I made is kind of like a little boom bap-ish type beat. I used June 6, the Juno 6 all throughout this one. I used the Prophet 5 a couple of times as well. I was initially going to only make beats with each different synth, but that would have been just too much. So again, none of these beats are all the way mixed down, but let's go. All right, so that was the first little beat that I put together for you guys today. I'm only going to play short snippets because I'm going to play a few of them, probably 4 or 5 of them. But with this one, it was heavily influenced by this Juno. So basically, I used the Juno for all the melodic pieces in this. And as we're checking out the Juno here, this is one of the sounds that I got out of that Juno. Just some super fire sounds in here. But as you're looking through it with all these, they are going to all be broke down like this. So you'll get your brass, your wind sections, you'll get your keys, you'll get all that other stuff. So I'll just listen to a couple of presets because again, there's a lot in this, this plugin suite to talk about. So again, with this, you kind of know the sounds that you're getting. You're getting everything that's going to be in that old school Juno. Very good sounds, very, very solid sounds in this one. This was the first thing that I opened up, and this was the first one that I used. But again, just a lot of good stuff in here. You know, a lot of old school sounding stuff. And so then with this one too as well, I also use the Prophet 5. So with the Prophet 5, I really like the Prophet 5 for basses. So this is one of the basses I got out of here. And with this, again, what makes this super cool is that these are all built like the synth. So it's gonna have all the same language, all the same knobs, all the same control. But with this, there's just gonna be a bunch of different bass sounds that are all solid. So again, this is another one that's good for, very, very good for basses. So then after I finished that first beat, I was like, might as well make a second beat. And so I can't stress enough throughout this video, I'm just gonna kind of play a bunch of beats and let you guys kind of hear different sounds and stuff like that. So the second beat I made was kind of a drill beat. I used the piano, I used the OP1, I used augmented voices, I used Solina, I used Pigments. Now I will say this, granted, Pigments is not in the V Collection 9, but Analog Labs is, and Pigments is an Analog Lab, so think about that as well. So you will get Pigments through Analog Labs. I use Mini V, and then I just use my own drums. And it basically sounds like this. All right, so that was the second beat that I put together. And then just kind of looking through this beat, some of the things that I used for this beat was the pianos. One thing I really like about Analog Labs initially, because I've always used Analog Labs. Analog Labs was my second favorite plugin to Omnisphere before I got V Collection. Sorry, Omnisphere, you got some competition and they might have stepped past you. But with this, they have all these pianos, and I always use the Arturia pianos that were in Analog Labs. So when you're looking here, it's just a ton of different pianos that you can use, creative pianos, different kind of pianos, just a bunch of lovely sounding pianos. And then the piano I chose to use for this sounded like this. Super fire. And then the next thing that I chose to use was this OP1. So the OP1's pretty cool. It's gonna have a ton of different sounds in there for you. I use this sound right here. I just use it as kind of some backing sounds. But again, this has a ton of different stuff in here too. You're gonna get all kinds of electric pianos. You're gonna get all kinds of great sounds in here. Good leads. Again, I'm just picking stuff at random, but you're gonna get pretty good leads, you know? Super cassette sounding roughy, rock solo. But again, these are just gonna be classic sounding sounds, just stuff that's gonna sound good. We'll go ahead and hit a couple strings real quick, see what they sound like. And that would sound real good with a little bit of reverb on there, so on and so forth. So again, a bunch of good sounds. And then I came over here to the augmented voices. And what's cool about augmented voices is you can get, you know, vocal sounds like, but that's how I got it to sound after I morphed it. And so initially it just sounded like this. So I'm gonna hold it down, but you can hear what it's gonna do as I start morphing it. And then, you know, you can add different motion delay or motion, reverb, delay, all that stuff on there. And you see how it makes it change, but each one of the sounds that you have, so here's a different vocal. That was kind of wild. I wasn't expecting that, but we can turn the morph down on that a little bit. Now if we turn it up, you see how it sounds different. We can go to another one. And so you can hear it just like that, how you can get the voices to sound so different. It's the same with augmenting strings as well. But with these, you can do so much to change up the way that that string sounded. This Solina is awesome as well. It's just basically has different instruments that you can make play at the same time. So that viola sounds so good to me, but then you can add a horn in there if you wanted to. You can add more and make it sound more orchestral. So it's not bad. You got different effects that you can use here as well. And then I also use pigments. Again, I know pigments isn't in V Collection 9, but you can use it in Analog Labs. I'll go ahead and skip that one. But then I use this for my bass. And it's like the Mini V has a bunch of really good basses in here. So as you can see here, it's got like, 50 different basses. You know what I'm saying? So as you can see there, it's got a ton of different basses that you can use. So for the third beat, I used the Jupiter, I used the Mellotron, and then I used Stage 73 to get this beat. I did use Moto Bass as a different sound in Arcade for the vocal chop, but I just wanted to make this beat bang. So when we look at the beat here, again, I did use, for all the melodic pieces, it is all V Collection 9, not mixed down. Let's go. All right. So then on that beat right there, what I really like about that beat is, the instruments that I use. It was a surprise to me that Stage 73 was a surprise because it wasn't even on my radar. This isn't even something I heard somebody really talk about that much in this plugin suite. But it's just got a whole bunch of good like electric sounding pianos and stuff like that. So this was the piano that I used. Just absolutely lovely. But there's a whole bunch of different, electric pianos in here. I'm just going to go to some at random. Just some really good sounding electric pianos. Then with the Mellotron's cool because with that, I got, you get that Mellotron sound. So I use the strawberry flutes. They sound like this. So with this, you get that analog feel, like the sound's actually going through, some analog equipment. Let's just go to another sound. So with this one, so like this is the perfect plugin for lo-fi in my opinion. Y'all ain't gonna tell me that's not fire. And then over here, I was messing with the Jupiter a little bit. And for the Jupiter, I actually just used this to get a little ARP. So a little funky ARP you heard in the background, a little. You know what I'm saying? The super futuristic sounding ARP, not futuristic anymore, but with this, there's a whole bunch of different stuff from the sequences. I like the sequences in this one. I feel like the Jupiter has really good sequences in it. And obviously it has good sounds. This is a classic synth. This is like one of the GOATs when it comes to synths, but it's just got a bunch of good stuff, good stuff. you know? So this is another one of those I feel like you can't go wrong with. All right, guys. So then on this fourth beat, I kind of wanted to make it more laid back, kind of chill, a little mellow music, maybe something that could just be like background music or something you listen to, you ride with. So when we look here, I ended up using DX7 a couple of times. I used augmented voices again. I used SQ80V on this one. You know, I used OP1 again, and then I used a mini V. So this beat basically sounds like this. Now on this one, I ended up using the DX a lot on this one because I like the DX. I like the way it sounds. So on the DX on this one, I ended up getting it this sound out of the DX. Now, the thing that I like about the DX versus a lot of the other synths in here is that if you're new and you're just getting started, this is like the perfect synth to get started messing with, because there's not a whole lot of control. There's not a whole lot of dials. You're not going to be able to do too much, but there is some great sounds in here. Again, a lot of these are going to be some of the older sounding, old school sounding sounds, but you know, all that old school stuff is making a return, you know, or just throw some effects on it and now it's new. So. So it's got some good pianos. It's got some decent leads. Like I use this one in a beat. I love chip sound. You know, so it's got a bunch of stuff like that. It's going to have some brass and winds and stuff in there for you. I mean, it's going to have everything that you basically need, you know, to get going. So I like this one. A different plugin that I also used on this that I hadn't used on the previous ones was the SQ80. And with the SQ80, this thing is fine. It's just fire. Let's see, a different sound. You know what I'm saying? So just lovely. I could play with this one forever. I really do like this one. All right, guys. And the last beat that I'm going to play for you guys in this video today, I kind of switched it up. I did a little synth wave. With these beats, I did try to make something a little bit different, maybe a little boom bap. I did make some lo-fi beats that you didn't hear. I got some synth wave. I got some drill, just to kind of show that you can do anything with this plugin suite. You can make any kind of beat that you want. But this is the last beat I got for y'all, and it's a synth wave beat. All right, so that was the last little beat that I put together for you guys. On this one, I used a lot of the similar sounds, but I wanted to play this one, not sounds, but plugins, but I wanted to play this one because it was just different than all the other beats I played for you guys. What's funny about putting this video together is I didn't know how to approach the video because I've gone through and I've got my favorite of all of the synths that they have in here. And there's like 33 synths, but like 23, 24 of them I mess with every day. So look at this piece of paper. I mean, I literally wrote it down, right? So you can see there, I couldn't go through all those synths in a little 20-minute video, but things that I do want to highlight, plugins that I really do like in this suite the most are the CMIV, the DX7, the Juno 6, the OP1, the Prophet VSV, and the Piano V3. Those are like my go-tos of all of them. So I can't stress enough, guys. I know this isn't like the typical kind of like walkthrough that I normally do. It's probably kind of weird video, but I just wanted to showcase a lot of these sounds because while this thing is on sale right now for $299, I recommend getting it. When you come to my channel, I don't be telling y'all that this is my favorite plugin of all time, or this is the GOAT, or this is a game changer, unless it really is a game changer. I think one time twice, I've said that this is like my new top 5 favorite plugins. That was with the Cube, that still stands. And the same with Infiltrator. I said, this is gonna be in my top 5 effect plugins. It still stands, it's probably number 2. So as of today, the time that I'm shooting this video, this Arturia V Collection 9 is my favorite sound source. I like this more than Omnisphere, and that's saying a lot. So make sure if you guys do like this content though, you drop a whole elbow on that like button, hit subscribe and that notification bell so every time we bring you guys a new video, you can be the first to see. Appreciate you guys' time as always, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.
Some, hit the key.